So hey guys, good afternoon. I know I've been doing this for 3 straight days already, but it's been really fun to be able to do this and to be able to share my thoughts and insights. So I guess I'm compensating for me not doing a lot of this for 2021. And yun, so what I'm gonna do right now while we're waiting for people to join us and be part of the stream is I just have some points that I also want to discuss before I go to your question and answer, or before I go and answer and address all of the questions that you guys sent out, and then talk to some structured points, then do Q&A. But I'm doing something different also right now. I plan to have I plan to give away an NFT. I have been this was something that I've planned a couple of weeks ago already. I was supposed to do it last December, but I just got busy a bit and I wasn't able to I wasn't able to give I wasn't able to give stuff away. But maybe the 10-minute mark or in the 20-minute mark of this video, that's when we start giving the NFT away. So for those who are joining us just now, this is a free structure Q&A session, but what I'm doing is I'm adding a layer of some, I guess, insight or data from how I perceive the market as well. That's number one. Then I guess number two, the giveaway of the NFT at some point in the middle of the video. Then we'll take in your question and answers after. So while we're waiting, we're live for about a minute now. We have some people joining us. Allow me to greet them. You have Romerico Matricio. Hello to you. Okay, Bessa, Leo is asking my thoughts about XRP. So, Bessa, suggestion ko, we're gonna talk about that in a bit. I'm gonna take in your questions later. Please do post this again. Another good question by level two. Ano po trading style nyo? How do you trade and read the market? Very good. And I just want to reiterate this also for those watching us for the first time. Every time you see like this, guys, that's a scam account. It's not me. I will never give an ETH, an ETH bonus. I will never give Bitcoin na bonus. Kung may nakita rin kayo ng mga messages na inbox me, that's not me as well. I'm not gonna randomly message you and give you some items. Those are all spam accounts or scam accounts as well. So just be very careful. And I for some reason I've been trying to block them, but for some reason I hindi kaya, and I would appreciate it if you could press the block also on my behalf as well to be able to do that. So we have Justin Ocampo. Hello, good afternoon to you. Romerico has a good question about ADA. Lynn Pila from YouTube asking a shout out, hello to you, Lynn Pila. Good afternoon wherever you are in the world. I said good afternoon, malay mo madaling araw pala dyan, or very early morning. You have SQI Gaming from Dubai. Hello. Dubai has been somewhat interesting, no? They have shifted and pivoted to be, I think, one of the hubs of crypto in the world right now. So what I'm looking for in terms of cities and countries that are very crypto friendly, I guess you could put Miami, you could put Portugal, you could put Singapore. Then Dubai also is in the top of those lists. Asking for PWR. Mary Jean. See, Mary Jean, she's active. She's always part of the streams. I remember you regularly. Lynn Pila, very good idea, guys. Comment below from what city, what country are you from? I just want to know also, so that I'm actually trying to nagbabalik loob ako to actually do this on a more regular basis. So I'm trying to find a sweet spot for the time, kasi my normal YouTube videos drops at 8 p.m. So I'm trying to find the time where it fits my regular uploads also in YouTube. Then you have Alvin Canosa. Good afternoon to you. Kirk Vedano. Good afternoon. Fafa. You have Randall, Facebook. Lendel Argente. Facebook also. Kent, mas madami there's more people in Facebook now. JD, good afternoon to you. Ezekiel, good afternoon. Mil, Reda, good afternoon. This is another scam account, guys. So anytime you see something like that, by the way, so there's a fake account, and then they have other accomplices na fake that would try to say that they received something. So those are all accomplices. Okay, so anyways, John Russell Segarano, Joshua Sarmiento's asking if I bought the dip. DJ Pateño is asking about my thoughts on Cardano. By the way, for those who are asking about Cardano, I I talked about it yesterday. You just go back to the live stream that I did yesterday. It was almost the same time, so it's either in Facebook or YouTube. It's there. I shared some of my thoughts about Cardano there. Um, Charles Legaspi, hello. Lendel Argente. Okay, so, Team Gringo, sir, how long do you think are we gonna be in the sideways markets? Princess, Asido Kurai, Sir Marvin from CDO, any thoughts on about future farming? Thank you. What about that? Joshua Sarmiento, why is that PayPal and Facebook are down last week till now, sir? It's not just no. It's not just Facebook and PayPal. It's the broad market, US stocks, and also crypto. The crypto market is also relatively down. So it's not just that Facebook and PayPal are down. It's the broad market in general, and I'm going to share my thoughts about it as well. Sir Marvin, your thoughts about the first Filipino NFT token invention? Um, I haven't really come across this, no, but send me details, put it in the comment section below, and I'll try to look into this after this video. So I want to start off with this, and then for those who are joining us just now, I just have some things to show you. Then we have an NFT giveaway. Then I'll take in your questions as well. All right, cool enough. Comment below if you're ready. Comment if you are excited and want to learn more on a Sunday afternoon. Anyway, so this is the chart of BTC. What's so interesting about BTC and the whole crypto market in general is that over the past few days, we've seen a sell off. We've seen also bits and pieces, no, and I'm sure you've noticed this, and I've said this also in some of my videos, that Bitcoin has become less volatile as compared to the other altcoins out there. Meaning, if you see Bitcoin drop 10%, altcoins would have dropped much more. There's more volatility right now in altcoins, and there's lesser volatility in Bitcoin as compared to where it was before. And one of the reasons why that has come to be also is primarily because the market cap is already too big, and there are a lot of institutions also in it. And here's what's interesting. I posted this in Facebook a couple of days ago that uh, there's a large amount of money right now that's moving into cold storage. A lot of people are taking out money from exchanges, and it flipped. There's more money now that's not actually, there's more Bitcoin now that's not actually moving versus the amount of Bitcoin that's being traded in exchanges, or at least moving in and out of wallets. So just something very, very interesting to note. But let's look at the chart in general. And what's nice about this, and if you want to have a consensus or at least a hack on how you would look at the general market, is look at Bitcoin. In the Philippine stock market, you have the PSEI. In the US stock market, you have the S&P 500, you have the Dow Jones Industrial Index, you have the Nasdaq. They have their own index as well, and those serve as a snapshot on how people would want to look at a certain industry or a market as a whole. For crypto, we don't have that, but because Bitcoin is dominant in terms of the entire market cap of the entire crypto market, um, how Bitcoin goes, it sets the tone for other altcoins. How Bitcoin goes, it sets the tone also whether there could be a possible movement up or a possible movement down. Of course, there will be outliers. There will be some altcoins that may buck the trend and do something relatively different. But from a general perspective and a general consensus, it still really hasn't changed. How Bitcoin goes, it defines the market. How high Bitcoin will be, it's the ceiling for a majority of the altcoins that are there. That's why there's a big argument also right now. Will Ethereum flip Bitcoin? Will Ethereum have a larger market cap than Bitcoin? Until Ethereum actually does it, until it actually happens, Bitcoin's still king. Bitcoin is still dominant, and Bitcoin is something that we will be referencing in as we look at the general market. And here's what's interesting: also, there's more than 11,000 altcoins out there, but uh, people even don't refer to the cryptocurrency market as crypto. They refer to it as Bitcoin, and then it somehow encompasses a lot of the cryptos that are there, especially for people who are not into cryptocurrencies. Anyways, looking at the chart though, I want to show this. I'm not sure if you see it clearly from my screen, but I want you to see somewhere around November, it started a downward slope right here, and from that point on, we saw it start to reverse also. While doing so, it broke several moving averages that were relatively relevant. The 25-day, the 99-day, and the 200-day moving averages. So if you try to look at it from that perspective, for those who attended our Stock Smart sessions, I would normally tell them that the more moving averages it breaks, the more bearish it becomes, because the more so for those who don't know what moving averages are, basically it's the average buying or transacting that happened over a period of time. So in this chart that I'm showing you, we have the 9-day moving average, or we have the 25-day moving average. That actually means that this is the average of the 25 days people transacted. So meaning if the 25-day moving average in this chart that I'm showing you is around 59,000, 59,549, it's actually saying to us that the average buying for the past 25 days is around the 59,000 level. So what does that mean? So the stock, the candlestick is below the 59,000 level. It actually means that those who bought at an average level over the past 25 days, they are at a losing position versus the price that they actually bought it. So something like that. And breaking below those moving averages already tell you that, hey, it doesn't look as bullish as where it was when the market was pumping and it was doing the opposite. The candlesticks were actually breaking out from those moving averages. So what we have right now is a more bearish scenario where the candlesticks have broken down from those moving averages. And here's the thing, there's so much predictions about the cryptocurrency market. A lot of people have things and notes to say about it. They all have their own ideologies. There's a lot of predictions about it. But this is where I guess my experience in the stock market would factor in and play out. That I've seen it, and it's not just in the stock market. It's in the commodity market. It's in the NFT market. In it's also in the forex market. That no one can actually predict where it's going. No one has an exact model of where it will actually be. But what's so interesting and what's amazing about technical analysis is it can show you the current trend and the current direction of a particular asset that you're watching. And for Bitcoin right now, as you can see, since November, it has been on a steady downward slope. It hasn't really shown us a level of reversal yet. It doesn't mean that we're still far from the bottom. It just says that there isn't any indicator yet that we've actually seen a reversal as of this point in time. So what we do know right now from the data that we have, from the charts that we have, all of the moving averages, at least what I'm presenting to you, 25, 99, and 200-day, from a technical slash moving average point of view, they're relatively bearish. They're below the moving averages. That's one. And then number two, you can reference. So what I do know, and I share this in the Stock Smarts Zoom sessions, that the MACD that we have is a good way also to confirm whether what you're seeing uh, is the MACD confirming what the current price action that you're actually seeing. And if you notice it also, somewhere around the fourth quarter of 2021, MACD was confirming it very, very well. Very pronounced that MACD dropped below the zero line cross, confirming the bearishness of the market. So people have been asking me, is the market bullish or bearish? I really don't look at it from that perspective, just a matter of opinion if people are actually selling. I mainly look at it from a level of what the charts are telling me. And from a charting perspective, I base it on what the technicals are saying, that if it's below the moving average, it's bearish. If the MACD is below zero, it's bearish. So as of this point in time, by the time we're recording this, the candlestick of Bitcoin is still below the moving averages. The MACD is also below the zero line cross, and it's relatively bearish as of this point in time. I mentioned this yesterday in the stream that if there's one thing to watch out for also, is that the RSI is close to oversold levels. It doesn't mean that it won't go. It will stop going down. It just means that there was a larger amount of selling already that happened at a faster rate, and it's relatively oversold. And I mentioned this also yesterday that if it holds at this current level, um, if it holds at this current level, there's a chance that since it's oversold, it could possibly consolidate, or there's a short bounce back that it could possibly hit either the 25-day or the 99-day moving averages, and there's a possibility and a narrative there also for a quick trade because the 25-day and 99-day moving averages serves as a resistance level. So that's where we are for Bitcoin. Majority of the other cryptos are following suit. I shared something, a link from Medium. You can check it out. It's in my Facebook feed where Solana is bucking the trend. Just check it out. Just scroll down after this, and it's right over there. Solana's bucking the trend that Bitcoin, Ethereum is below the 200-day moving average, but Solana is holding steady above it. So there. Anyways, I wanna talk about this even more. That while this was happening, um, NFTs, I shared this also a few minutes ago or a few hours ago that while this was all happening, NFTs were relatively up. The NFT market was generally crazy. OpenSea got 1 billion US dollars worth of volume in just 7 days. And of course, there are other NFTs in other chains as well. But in terms of volume, OpenSea, which is Ethereum based, got a large chunk of it. And it's not just that. Majority of the projects that people have been following from Board Ape Yacht Club, Mutant, Cool Cats, Gutter Cats, Doodles. Then you also have the Land and Sand, the metaverse related NFTs. Then you also have Crypto Moris. They've all uh, they've gone up and have done surprisingly well over the past few days. And I think that will be a prevailing narrative also, at least for the crypto space, that um, when Ethereum is down, suddenly people have the ability to buy more Ethereum because it's relatively cheaper. Then inversely also, Ethereum kind of tries to track the previous dollar amount. Hence, Ethereum starts to go higher as well. And I've seen that narrative over the past months now. It's somehow a balancing act, meaning when Ethereum or the crypto market is up, you see the NFT prices be lower. And what's happening now is on the flip side also, that when Ethereum is lower, NFT prices are up, and that's why it's very important that you diversify. I'm a big fan of diversification, not diversification out of not really studying. Some people make the mistake that I don't want to study. I'll just buy everything, and that's diversification. But when I say diversification, it's basically you being intentional with what you're buying. When I say diversification, you being intentional that, okay, I will have a certain percentage of my assets in stocks. I will have a certain percentage of my assets in cryptos. I will have a certain set of assets in NFTs. So that like right now, US stocks are down. Crypto market is also down, but the NFT market is doing well. So you have a balancing act also, somehow to keep you not just to keep you active, but also uh, to balance it, that it's not all down, that you have something that can fight for you and also earn for you. And I want to show this also. This is at least a top collections right now. It's so interesting that Fanta Bear has pushed up, but NFT Board Bunny is also pushed up. But you see the top ones like Board Ape Yacht Club, Doodles, there. And let me drink first. It's a problem when I do live, no? Sorry about that. Okay. What's interesting also is the world of women. I have a lot of um women friends that are pretty much into this. They like the empowerment. They like the empowerment thing that World of Women is actually adding to the mix. So I guess the key point that I want to mention here is that when you're looking at NFTs, or at least investing in assets, it's nice to have a good mix, that you have some that are connected to different asset classes that could somehow balance out or complement your portfolio as well. And I keep saying this to people: when you invest, also try to look at it um, from a portfolio point of view, instead of just looking at it from a one piece NFT that you bought or a one token that you bought. You look at it from a broad aspect, that this is your entire portfolio and what's your main goal for actually doing it as well. Anyways, I want to give this out. I was planning to give this NFT out sometime in December, but I wasn't able to do it. This is a block punk. It's referenced from the crypto punks. But this was different because it's like Lego that was built from scratch. So so to join and to be able to get this, we'll give one winner and then this NFT. For those who want to get it, so just mechanics, just follow me, Marvin Germo, and the Block Punks on Twitter. Then just answer this question: why do you like NFTs? Then tag me, Marvin Germo, and the Block Punks, and then the winner we will DM. That's why it's highly important that you follow us so we can DM you as well. So just simple mechanics at Marvin Germo at the Block Punks. Then tag us, then answer the question why they like NFTs, and then we'll pick one, and then we'll just send a DM to everyone for those that won. Ingat lang, make sure when you get a DM to verify if it's actually me sending it. One way to look at it is just look at the number of followers that's there, and please do note that you don't have to send an amount of Ethereum to be able to actually win something. So there. Anyways, so allow me to answer your questions right now. I'll just go back to the charts first, or maybe here. Then let's, or charts na lang, then I'll answer your questions. So I hope you guys are learning, and I hope that this is something that's helping you and giving you value. Okay, let's start. What question do I look at first? Okay, this one. Thoughts on my DeFi pet potential? It has a marketplace and boss fight earning, but no PvP and PvE yet. I've seen this no somewhere around July, August, September last year. This is a BSC game, but there's so much games right now that it slipped past my attention. I haven't really tracked what was going on for my DeFi pet, but I'll keep that as an assignment. Um I'll try to I'll try to make a video maybe, or try to come back on another live and answer your question on this and give you my thoughts on DeFi Pet. Anyways, hello Harold Eusebio. Crypto planes insights. I haven't really looked into that. Axel Elisterio, good afternoon. So dalawa na yung utang ko. Next one is, this one is a scam. Okay. Good afternoon, Viris of Pasig. Hello to you. Arcel Carlo Parilla. Good afternoon, sir. Thoughts on RVN. Ralph Peralta. You should check Cardano NFTs. Hello. I I had some Cardano NFTs there. I have a friend. He sent me some, and then I also have the high stakes NFTs as well. But that's all I know. I don't know much about the Cardano NFTs as compared to the um Ethereum and the BSC related NFTs that we currently have. So anyways, you have Bella Ramirez, Charles Legaspi, akin na lang po yung NFT. Good afternoon, Sir Marvin. Wow, Chris Arenal watching from Helsinki, Finland. Are we now in a bear market? I think I answered that while we were doing the videos earlier, when we were talking about the charts, crypto. Thoughts on Clay Thompson's return? That's something that's exciting. I've been a Warriors fan since Kobe retired. So yung transition ko from following people, also I like Jordan, then Jason Kidd, then when Shaq and Kobe split, I like Kobe already because I felt that the Lakers were less dominant than when Kobe retired. Curry, so Curry and the Warriors right now. Kenny Ilorin, guys, this is a scam account. Please ignore. Good afternoon, Coach Marvin. Kaisen from BGC. Hello, neighbor. Ren Santos from QC. Hello to you. Vinci Gaming. Sir, matagal na ako na-subscribe. Ngayon lang na pala ng live. Hello to you, Vinci. This is interesting, and good NFT roadmaps in the future. There's so much NFTs, to be honest, and it's hard to keep track about what's going on. There's so much sources on how you can enter it. A lot of people really spend a lot of time on Discord. I'm not really the Discord type of person. So what I do, and I guess this is from my stock market background. So in the stock market, we look at volume, because I'm a big fan of volume. Gives you somehow, a level of confirmation of what's gaining traction, if it's something that's legitimate or not. So I just try to scan, and similar to what I did earlier, I try to show you and scan some of the top projects with volume. So similar to this, Fanta Bear, NFT Board Academy, they're relatively new, in this in at least in the rankings, that they rose and had a very very large volume over the past few hours, and then zoom out, look at the days as well. Then I try to see, is the price reasonable. Then that's when I start to look at the other things, either the roadmap, is it something that I like, is it something that has a very very good community. Then one of my techniques also is that I just try to ask a lot of friends also, because there's a lot of NFT projects, and it's hard to know all of them. But I do know some friends that are maybe experts in, say, gutter cats. Some are experts in cool cats. Some are experts um, in metaverse related projects. Some know a lot about Decentraland NFTs. Some know a lot about Sandbox. And I just try to talk to them and ask their insights. And if there's a new NFT, I try to ask them also, do they know about it? Then I start drilling down further. I guess one thing that's also interesting is that there's so much talk about flipping and stuff. But I guess what will make it also simple is you spend a lot of time into an NFT that you really like also, since you're gonna somehow deploy capital towards it. Aside from deploying capital that you don't plan to touch for a long time, you know the risk, you know the volatility, you know what's going on, it's extra money, you have other investments already lined up that you've already done your homework with it. um, it's very important also that I guess it's something that you like. And that's where I started in my road for NFTs. I started with NBA Top Shot because I'm an NBA fan. And for me, a Steph Curry Top Shot may not go, if it doesn't go up in value. It's something that I'd like to own. It's something that I'd like to hold. And it's something that, as a fan, I'd like to collect as well. So why do I say that? In NFT, so for example, you filtered it out. Of course, you can't buy all of the NFTs that are out there. There's so much, and if you've narrowed it down and you have your capital is just based. This is the capital that you could possibly put on maybe one or two NFTs, and then you've narrowed it down to four, and then you've done your due diligence that you look at. Okay, all of this, they may have equal opportunity in terms of upside. Then pick the ones that you actually like. But just to balance it out, also there was one thing that I like, but I've been trying to balance it out also. I like it, but I asked a lot of my friends. None of them bought it, because primarily it didn't have also utility. I guess that's one thing that a lot of people in the NFT space like. Um, it's not just about the design or the look; they also like the utility attached to it. So, well, it had no utility. So, since it had no utility, they didn't like it. So I got influenced. I didn't, but I haven't really entered it yet also. But um, it's nice that you like something, but also I guess part of it is to balance it out if it's something that will be rewarding also for you if you're trying to look at it also as an investment. But if you're looking at it primarily as you're a collector, then focus on the ones that you think have upside, but focus on the ones also that you like as well. So there. Huh. Hello, Kenny Loren from General Santos City. Um, Jose Muan, hello to you. Jerome from Kuwait. Kino Kuir from Davao, hello to you. Bella Ramirez. Uh, Krisha Salvacion. So please do note this. No, people make predictions, but no one really knows where it will be. I keep saying this all the time that no one has a crystal ball on where the market a specific NFT or a specific crypto will be. Um, I like what Warren Buffett said, and this I guess this is something that can relate also not just in crypto or stocks, but also to NFTs. That whenever you hear or see predictions, it talks more about the person making the prediction than the actual asset itself. It shows you more about that person's perception for that particular asset. Because, for example, say fellas, we have I know a lot of people who are into it, but I know also a lot of people who actually don't like it. And in the same way, mutant ape, a lot of people like it, but there are a group of people that, oh, I'll just stick to board ape, something like that. So it's more perceptive, and it tells you more about what people are actually believing on for that. So what I do know though is that aside from Decentraland, Sandbox is relatively interesting because it has a lot of brand partnerships, and there are a lot of people that are building on top of it. So I guess this is what I want people also to get from this channel, that or this channel if you're watching from YouTube, and this page if you're watching from Facebook, that um, the price is just a byproduct of the development around it. The sooner you realize that what crypto is, or the tokens behind it is, there's an underlying technology there, and you stop looking at price predictions, that over the short term there will be a lot of volatility, but over the long term, the macro, the ones that have really really good use and utility and development and building around it, will have a better staying power and scenario, that it would be there, it would have users, hence the token would still have value. So please remember this, and I think this is what differentiates the crypto market from the stock market. What you're buying are tokens, and what you're buying are coins, meaning the value of it is either because it's used, or because it's either scarce. That's I guess that's the easiest way I could put it. The ones that don't have a lot of utility, like Bitcoin, has derives its value because it's very very scarce. The ones that aren't as scarce, it gets its value because it's being used or will be used on a regular basis. So I discussed this in the video yesterday, that if you look at SLP, the reason why it's slumping, and you can reference the video yesterday if you want to watch more of it, is primarily because when people get their SLPs, of course it can be used for breeding. Of course you can also stake it, you can also put it in an LP now. But majority of the people who get it, they flip it back to fiat. So when they flip it back into fiat, it places sell pressure on SLP. That's why the prices would go down, and it's a matter of economics. More sellers bring the prices down, versus when they find a way. And I think that the Axie team, they're doing what they can also to be able to somehow uh, fix it, address it, to find utility for it. But without a utility, or without it being used, without a buy pressure in it, um, it will be hard for it to have some staying power. So I don't know what will be the tokens or coins that will be relevant in the next 20 years, but what I do know is focus on the ones that have use, focus on the ones that people are actually using and building on. And here's what's interesting: a lot of people are dissing Ethereum for its high gas fees. It's not scalable. It's very very expensive. It's not something that, as compared to the other newer chains, it could not compare from a technological aspect. But that's where users are, eh. And users, even though gas fees are relatively higher, they're planning to transact, eh. And if there's one thing that's so relevant about business, is that sales, earnings are everything. You just follow where the money is, and the money and the volume of transactions are still in Ethereum, and people are willing to pay gas fees primarily because the NFTs that they like, the ones that are relatively premium, are in the Ethereum chain. So, will there be other chains that may perform better from a price standpoint, from a growth standpoint? over the next 5 years, that can possibly beat Ethereum. That's a possibility also, that there's possible growth, especially for the ones that have a lower market cap. But but there's more risk attached to that as well. So the asset class may be different: stocks, crypto, bonds, NFTs, but the rules of investing, they never change. Eh. The ones that will give you a bit of uncertainty, the ones that will give you a bit of risk, will give you a higher chance of upside. The ones that are relatively more stable, even from a crypto standpoint, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or NFTs, CryptoPunk, Board Ape Yacht Club, etc., are at this point in time already may not give you as much upside anymore, but they may not also give they won't give you also as much of a downside. So there. Anyways, thank you for watching, Chris Arenal from Helsinki. Stephen Isulat, hello to you. Um, Rai James, this is interesting. What's nice about CRO is that it has the Visa card is interesting because you get to use when you so for those who don't know, you can stake your CRO, and then when it's staked for a duration of a certain number of months, and then you meet the criteria for it, and then of course you do KYC, you will qualify for a debit card, and that debit card, you don't have to swap your crypto anymore to fiat, but you can use that debit card for you to actually spend. So I think that's one very, very unique use for CROs. Of course, aside from using the crypto.com platform, but I think that's something that's so interesting, and that's what made them very, very popular as well, even in the crypto community. So there. Vincent, I think I answered this yesterday, but I think one of the issues for Cardano right now that people are trying to peg no is that they did their smart contract integration last September. Um, but I think there really aren't any dApps yet that are fully integrated, that are live, that you have a ton of users that are there, versus I posted this in Facebook a while ago. The active users for in terms of cryptocurrency chains, you have BSC, which has a ton of users. Then you have Ethereum. Then you also have layer two scaling solution Polygon, which has also a lot of active users. Then you have the Solanas of the world, the Avalanches of the world, that have a lot of not just development but actual users, apps that are built around on top of those smart contracts. So I think a lot of people, from a valuation standpoint, are looking at there are other blockchains that have apps built around it, that they get to use the coin of that particular blockchain to transact, and that's placing a buy pressure on it. For Cardano, majority of the ADA that's currently being used for is for staking purposes, so for the validation of the network. What's interesting about Cardano though is they're very, very decentralized, because there's a lot of nodes trying to validate it. So there. Khalid Balindong, hello to you. Sir, do you think the cryptocurrency will be banned in our country? And if that happens, would you like to continue in another country, or that they don't ban cryptocurrencies? What's interesting about that is this. The Philippines is relatively more crypto friendly than other countries. If you've seen it, PDAX or even coins.ph, they're registered with the BSP. In other countries, I'm not sure how lenient they are. It goes to show um, how open the BSP is in allowing cryptocurrencies to be used. So Coins.ph has been around for I think 7+ years already, or even more than that, and even PDAX also as well. So those are regulated by the BSP. So I don't know if a ban would actually happen. I don't know, because from the get go they have been more supportive as compared to other countries like China that would openly ban cryptocurrencies. So there, wow, we're 39 minutes already. Um, Olivia De La Cruz Del Rosario, hello to you. JF Val. Um, Di Makulangan Jonathan. Jonathan, I made a video on this in my YouTube. Just search it. It's about talking about Terra Luna. But what I like about it is its connection to its UST stablecoin. It's very interesting, and I like UST versus some of the other stable coins that. So for those who don't know, stable coins, they are backed up by certain assets that somehow is 1:1. That if you have $1,000, it allows you to mint 1,000 USDT, something like that, or 1,000, etc. Whatever stable coin is there. But for UST, it's highly connected to how Luna is burned, and it's not connected to a fiat related asset. And that's why I like that's why I like it, and that's what makes it relatively interesting for me. So there. Lynn Pila, isa ako sa nakabili ng books mo, Sir Marvin, dito sa Singapore. I've learned a lot. Thank you so much. I wrote, for those who are new to this, I've wrote 5 books in the stock market. They're still available in Shopee and Lazada. You can check it out below. For those who are following me in YouTube or watching this in YouTube, it's in the description below. So there, Paul Mojica, KD, hello to you. Uh-huh. Sir Marvin, nalilito po ako, pero willing learn dito. Any news about CBDC in the Philippines? I'm not sure how it's progressing. I think development for CBDCs in other countries are relatively faster than us. I'll try to check it. I'll try to watch out for it also on how it is. But I really haven't seen a lot of news on this. But it's interesting. But my take on CBDCs kasi is it's like fiat that's placed into a blockchain. So imagine the US dollar. The issue of a lot of people that are subscribed to Bitcoin is basically the problem with the US dollar. It has been massively printed. So meaning you have 40+% of the dollars that are in circulation was printed over the past since the lockdown started because of the pandemic. And that being said, it somehow devalues the dollar. What CBDCs are doing is that it's still fiat, but just placed on a blockchain ledger. So it doesn't really solve. Sorry, it doesn't really solve. It doesn't really solve the problems of printing, and it doesn't really solve also all of the general problems and conditions that were highly connected to fiat. So there, I answered this already. Benjamin, I made videos about Solana, but I I'll just answer it in this live very very quickly. That for Solana, um, a lot of the L1 chains that we have right now, they exist. They're there because they try to somehow deliver on the things that Ethereum cannot. And one of the biggest issues and problems of Ethereum is its scalability. One of the biggest issues and problems of Ethereum is the high gas fees. And um, chains like Luna, Terra, Avalanche, Polkadot, even Cardano, their main goal is to be able to solve what Ethereum is not doing. And I think one of the highlights of Solana is that the transactions that could be done in it is relatively faster than what Avalanche, Cardano, Polkadot, even FTM, and even the Binance Smart Chain, and even Ethereum can actually do. One thing that's interesting about that though, and makes it a bit different, is that it's not. I said this also in the video in YouTube that it's not EVM compatible, which in terms of I think dApps, it's easier for the other ones. Like that's why there's a lot of dApps in the Binance Smart Chain because of its EVM compatibility. That's why it's also easier to connect to Avalanche and just to look at it from a MetaMask perspective, it's easy to put Avalanche and Binance in a MetaMask wallet because it's EVM compatible, something like that. So yeah, level 2, hello for you. Chris Arenal, one of the important fundamental analysis is knowing the people or team behind the project, but how do you put so much trust on Bitcoin when nobody knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is? For other projects that raise money, I think it's highly important. But for Bitcoin, because it's highly decentralized, that's what makes it very very interesting. That what makes blockchain so good is because everything is transparent, everything is immutable, that you see everything on the ledger, what's going on, where the transaction is coming from, that you don't even have to know who the other party is or trust the other party, but you just have to trust that since it's in the blockchain, um, the transaction will take place. And in the same way, that's where all of the foundational concepts of people who built smart contracts on the newer chains built it on, or at least made it on. So there. Wow, we're now at the 45-minute mark. Maybe I'll end this again. I'll end this now. I just have to really protect my voice on a regular basis so I can do this on a more sustainable level. So thank you for everyone who joined us. I hope that this was something that was very, very insightful and useful for all of you. I just want to know, please put it in the comment section if you guys want me to do more of this on a regular basis. If you do, I'll make more. If not, I'll just stick to the regular uploads that I have in YouTube. So thank you for staying with me for this entire 45 minutes. Have a happy Sunday ahead. God bless you. And I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, and God bless you all.